Good morning, brother. How you doing today? I'm great. Today we're having a very early episode as my friend Jamil is very busy lately with work, but I'm proud of you, brother. I felt like even having this exchange have been having an impact on you as well, and all the communication and the bond that we create apart the podcast is amazing for me. It was very important for me to do this with someone that understand me and see my vision and where I want to go with that.
I feel exactly the same.
That is important, it's like we're sharing some very deep things and we're digging in ourselves to offer that to people, and it's a big thing for me as well. It's not easy, and also constantly bringing a little piece of my soul out there for people. And why I started this journey with the podcast, it was very obvious for me. I realized that it's all about energy. Our energy matters, and obviously we having an impact on others. And for a very long time, especially with my Instagram, I get that stereotype from being a model, being a handsome guy, training hard. People never really understand the mindset and the personality of someone behind that. And that's why I love athletic people, because especially professionals most of the time comes when a background with a pretty big story, and that's what it's about for me. I wanted to bring something to people so they could have a different perspective and try to grow with me. It's a constant exchange. I enjoy it. It's almost a therapy for me, which I'm still learning, still growing. It helped me to develop my language skills. I'm learning new vocabulary every day. And it's just about, as I say, even Brett mentioning on the previous episode, it's not about how fast you move. Even if I can get like 1% better every day, that's already a big improvement. People are very often focused on the speed. How can I get there quickly? But they forget that it's a process. Step by step, you will get there. And I think when it came to my podcast, that was the thing. I'm still working that path. I'm still learning. And I like also to hear all the critics from my friends, from the people around me, from the strangers as well. I'm collecting everything as a data, because there is always, maybe as I say, like a little truth somewhere. It's like the podcast helped me as well. Today it's a short episode that we're gonna be releasing on Wednesday as usually. It's just me. We are in my home. It's a pretty intimate space here. My dog is with me. We are in my saloon.
So on the podcast, what did it change in your life? Like watching yourself on screen, for example, watching you speak, taking notes from other people. How did it change your life, I don't know, your attitude towards life? Did it change anything?
Actually, it does. It does, because many of my friends even didn't know my story, didn't know what I came through, what challenges I have been facing in my life. And it was, for some friends and some people, shocking. The way they see me have been changing. And the most important, especially coming from this background of social media, I guess people see me differently now. I'm not just a model. And that was very important for me, because my life didn't start with modeling. This is something that I do now. And eventually it's not something that I'm gonna do forever. I'm having also new goals that came in my path now. It came just randomly one day, to be honest with you. I was home, laying in this couch, and I'm always listening at podcast, and I love it. It really moved me. It really helped me. And I felt I can do that too. Why I don't try? I'm good at talking, even if English is not my native language. I think I'm pretty decent when it comes to communication and explaining myself. I just one day Google it, how to do a podcast. They show me an app that it's connected with Spotify or developed by Spotify. I download it and I just lay on my couch, put the phone on my chest, close my eyes, and I let go. This episode I didn't publish, but then I re-listen. And I'm like, wow, that's not bad. Maybe I should give it more try. And then the second try, I said, let's post it. And the response was great. Now I feel like I have people really connect with me through the podcast. And it's a blessing, because you can always, be more on anything. You can always be more. There is no limitation to what we can create. Even when you think about what we have today. Now you have immediate light if you want light. But this idea came from someone that was thinking and dreaming about that. So I believe every big dream, everything that we create around us came from someone idea. And that's why it's always a good thing to explore those ideas, to give it a try, to leave a room for it. And that was it for me, I guess. And now the more I do, the more I feel like good. I'm not gonna lie, it feels good because I'm creating something more private. Like I'm talking to people and not just my friend. I'm talking about thousands of people around the world. And I think this is something very interesting for me. And I don't know how far I'm gonna go with that, but till I am enjoying it, yeah, that's gonna be it.
So your story about starting the podcast, it actually rings a bell in me, as in opening new territory in the map. Do you know the game Age of Empires?
Probably not. I'm not playing any game.
So
I guess I have no time. I'm trying to read books as much as I can. Books are something that I love, but yeah, that can be funny for you to hear, guys. But even like social media and all those apps, I post, but I'm not trying to stay on it a lot because obviously there is other thing that goes on in my life, new project that I'm trying to make it happen. So yeah, I create a lot of content, but at the same time I am not that much on social media. I try to.
So actually, my take on that was you explore new territory, or for example, finding a new land, and you find some new things there. I will obviously edit this section like really fast, my pauses. But it reminds me of that because every time when you open new territory, every time when you find new or stop scaring and try, it brings many possibilities.
Of course, like especially in life, is I mentioned it before, there is a lot of things that we fear, right? But actually it's not like we fear, it's just we never experience it. And all the unknown paths, I would say, are scary. But that's the point, you never know what is at the end. And I guess it's like something that is coding in my DNA. I am adventurous and I love the unknown. I like to discover, and this is something that I guess is in me. Not everyone is like that. Even I can relate to my brother. I have a brother that is 10 years older than me. He's my older brother, but we are so different. He's more into routine. He's a dad. He have two daughters, and he doesn't like even to go to unknown city, unknown place, which is the total opposite from my side. Me, I love to discover. And that's why it give me a certain like adrenaline, you know, like even doing this podcast, it's like an unknown path. And I was worried what's gonna be the response, how people gonna think about that. At the end, it doesn't matter because it's how you feel about it. So that's why I'm never really scared. I'm never really worried how people sees me, because at the end there will always be people that love you, people that hate you, but anyway they talk about you, and you cannot waste your time thinking or trying to make them love you. That's not how it works. I believe you need to stay true to yourself. That's the most beautiful thing you can be. Find your truth. And I think that's the purpose, and that's where I'm looking for. I'm trying to really know what I am made of. What can I bring out of me? And as much as I'm discovering that every single day, I have a sensitivity for it, and I want to share that to people, because there is other people that might be brave, but they doesn't know where to start, they doesn't know where to look. And if you can just give the right tool to the people, then they have the option to try to discover something. And that's how it happened when I listen other podcasts from other people that I'm looking up to. They open perspective and ideas for me that my mind say, okay, let's leave a room and let's see.
What podcast you listen?
Oh, plenty of them. There is the from the Mulligan brothers, Master Xingyon Lee. I really appreciate this guy. Very great mind. I'm also listening a lot from Joe Rogan, which he have a lot of guests on set. That's the idea also that I say I should get some people on my podcast, and I'm starting to have a couple of great idea and great personality to have on. Also, who else? Peterson, really like as well. great mind. I love the way he expresses himself.
Jordan Peterson?
Yes, Jordan Peterson. And there is David Goggins, obviously, which have that very rough way of expressing himself, which is nice. He's the hardcore guy. But still, an amazing mindset. And that's what it's about. It's all a mindset. Like I mentioned that before, it takes the same amount of energy to create positivity than negativity. So it is a choice at the end of the day. You are the creator of your thoughts, and they can be controlled, but it just needs a little bit of exercise. Like a body, if you want to sculpt a body, obviously you're gonna have to put work. It is the same with the mind. You can shape that. Every day there is a little tool. You can meditate, self-reflect, practice gratitude. Those are great tools to live a fulfilled and happy life. We spend so much time in our mind, right? So you need to train, you need to work that too. Otherwise, our emotion get over it and then you're not in control. And I think to master life, to be successful in business, to be successful with relationship and all those things, you must be aware that mind can be controlled, and the more you do it, the more you can deliver the right response to those little events around you. It's calling mastering yourself. That's why we're always talking about growth, growth, growth. Yes, because if there is no growth, it means the flower is dying. So you need the sunlight, you need the water. Those are the tools to grow. And I believe in life is the same for us. The sun is our thought. It's what comes to our life. And the motion, the exercising will be our roots. And then when you make both combine, working on the body and in the mind, you can be the best version of yourself. It is the same formula. That's it. Come here. You want to come here with me? Up. Come here. Hadi, up, up, up. Let's say hi to people. Oh. Yeah, but you need to sit. That's my boy, guys. His name is Kafam. It's a big part of my life. I rescued him when he was 2 months old. And since then we are 4 years now together. This guy brings a lot of joy in my life. He have been my best friend. And you know, I'm human, guys. I have also my up and downs. So when things are going rough over here, he's a big part of my life. And also for the good times. Sometimes you just give him a look and everything goes well. It's a big boy, huh? You're lucky one.
On being a human and having ups and downs, I asked you what did it change in your life, the podcast. In terms of hardships, what did you find that you didn't expect about, making a podcast? There must be some, maybe not problems, but some things that are hard maybe.
I think for me the hard part is, I would say, the way I interact with my community. Because, you always look for improvement. And I feel sometimes like I need to dig more inside myself. I know I can bring more to the table. And I'm going there and I really want to have this positive impact on people. But at the same time, I still want to be realistic and tell them the truth. Life, it's not Disneyland. It's rough, it's difficult, it's not easy. And that's why you have to build up that much strength in the mind and in the body to be ready for this world. It's a preparation. And I think that's the hard part, to really bring this idea to people. I think I don't really actually feel anything hard on the podcast. It's just stay true to yourself. Be honest. Don't try to pet yourself. Don't try to be the star of the show, because at the end it's not truly about me. It's my story. But the real point of it is about you guys. It's definitely about you, because I want the best for people. Why I want that? Because I suffered, because I have hard time, but it doesn't last forever. It's like the rain. At one point you know that the sun gonna come back and the day is gonna be brighter. You just need to be patient. But remember, the rain is important. It allowed the whole ecosystem, animal, plants, to be alive. And it's the same with us. Those gray, rainy days in our life, is a time that we need to absorb, because there is something to learn there. There is something for you. Every hard time is not against you, it is for you. And that's where you need to pay attention. If thing goes wrong in your life, there is the work to put. If you have fear for something, I would say there is where you need to go. Because when you're gonna overcome that, you're gonna be stronger. You're gonna have new skill.
Yeah, I'm guessing the podcast made you stronger in that sense.
It did. It did, and it allowed me to be more real. It's because obviously I rewatched them, and I'm always thinking, yeah, this is me, right? It allowed to see different think about myself. So it allowed me definitely to grow and to see the response and the messages from people.
Yeah. How are the messages so far?
Mostly positive. I don't get any negative comments so far. The interesting part is how people tell me their story, and it's really unique bonds. They tell me so many things that are private, and I try to respond. I try to be a guide. I try to keep them motivated, and it's a different type of love that is also new for me, that I'm learning. So yeah, it have been very uplifting for me. That's the thing. I thought the podcast again was about me, but actually I'm also receiving a lot from people. Even nowadays, sometime I go on the street and I hear people, "Hey, Quentin, I have been listening at your podcast. It's amazing." And I love that a million times more than people say, "I know you from Instagram, I know you from TikTok." Because I know if you come from that background, you just see a shell. But when people came to I Know You podcast, I know they have been putting the time to listen at what I have to say. And it's so much more rewarding that it's just hit me differently. So it does something. Obviously, I share some private things over there, so I allow people to know me more. So in a certain way, they can also feel closer to me. And that's the beauty of the podcast. That's what I liked about it. It's intimate.
It might be fair to say when you meet new people now, since you have all these episodes, you might not say, "I have played in this commercial, but I have this podcast."
Yeah, also for me, I love to say that now when people meet me and ask me, "What are you doing?" Definitely saying I have a podcast make me feel proud, because it's something that I build on my own. It's something on my own. I have a team with me, but it's something that belongs to me. I don't work for someone. It's not someone give me that, advertising something. No, this is just me putting myself front of the camera, being honest, and even sometimes I allow myself to judge myself, even on camera, because there is this also another stereotype that people think like very often on comment on social media: "You're the perfect man, you're my dream man, marry me," all those little funny comments. But Quentin is not just an image, it's not just a video, it's not just emotion. I am an whole being with a personality and my own thoughts, and people does not really know me through that. So through the podcast is just another version of me, almost like the real Quentin is here now. This is what I want to give, not just an image that look good, because this is easy to provide. We have millions and millions of people that look good, and even in my perspective, beauty is just not a thing. Everyone is beautiful as much your energy and your soul is bright and have empathy for others. Then you are beautiful to me. That's how it works. I don't care actually at the end how you really look like. It's who you are that matters to me. And I realize that the more I grow, because I'm not looking for friends or for people that look good. I'm looking for true people that are honest, that have a good heart, and that every time I met, we are uplifting and we are encouraging each other for better. We're giving advices to each other. That's the people I want in my life, regarding to how the way they look or what they wear. That's really not important to me.
On that note, I can actually say something. Till now, you haven't ever given me any editing points to the talk itself. Like, you never edited out anything that you said or your guest has said. You just, leave it simple, completely true to what we recorded here. You could remove some stuff that you said during recording, and then you could say
Yeah, because I want this to be what it is. We talk some days, we make mistake. Sometimes we say things that we don't want to say, but we say it. And at the end is you. So that's why I don't want to remove any part, even if I make mistakes. Even sometimes my mind shift to things that are even not maybe the main topic. But I'm okay with that because it's who I am. I don't need to pretend. I don't need to fake anything. And that's very important point of me, because those little mistakes, the fact that I'm gonna see them, I'm gonna rewatch them, and I'm actually very hard on myself because I always put the finger on the things that I don't like, and that's allow me again to get better. That's why I don't want to remove anything. Every time we do a video, what I say, the whole things goes directly. I think this is again a way of being very honest with people, definitely. So that's why now we did this special episode. It's not so long. So you just mentioned something that I really like. That is true, you know, I wanted this as it is, because in life, when we take picture, we're editing. When we're wearing something, we want to show. As you mentioned, if I have a scar somewhere, I will try to cover it. But the podcast is not about this actually. It's about showing my scars, showing my pain, my joy, my pleasure, my ambition, all those things that I am that make me Quentin. And that's what I want to bring in the podcast. I'm gonna end up that episode by telling people, try to minimize the risk of eventually regretting something in your life that you didn't do. We take often life for granted. Every day it's a blessing. Use that opportunity to create and to spread love, joy around you, because we all have this energy and we have a unique gift that we can share that to each other. And I think that's the most beautiful things about life. I am happy every day to go to my gym and say hi to people, but I'm hard on myself when I'm there because I'm putting challenges. When it's done, I am happy to walk on the street and say hi to every workers and every people that I cross in my daily life. So I'm giving that energy away. It doesn't take much, I think, to being someone nice and kind. That's what I want to say to you guys. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and live a life that at the end of the day, if one day you get older, you don't live with any regrets. That's, I think, a beautiful advice that I can give it to you, and that's the way I live my life. That's why I'm doing so many things and I'm not afraid of trying new things, because I know one day I will be happy that I decide to try new things. Because the time that I have right now, I'm trying to do something good for myself, but also for other people around me. That's how I live a joyful life, I guess. So yeah, that's pretty much a couple of advice there. It's a, as I say, different episode today. But I want to be also take just a second, share my gratitude towards all those people, towards my dog right in the middle, towards all the people that have been in that journey with me, that sharing me their thoughts, their opinion, their love, the people that also engage with my daily life. And yeah, thank you guys, you mean a lot to me, and I'm gonna keep on trying my best for you, for me. Yeah, just thank you.
So maybe subscribe and comment.
Yeah, I would be very happy if you guys subscribe and follow on the YouTube page, obviously, and keep on commenting. Your thoughts, your opinion matters a lot to me. So thank you for all, and I'm excited. Life is a gift. Don't waste it. Make the best of it. Surround yourself with good people. Love with all your heart, even if sometimes it can be painful. But at least you live with no regrets. That's how I live my life, and if you want to know me, that's who I am. That's what I do. I'm all in or nothing, and that's why I cherish the people that I love very, very carefully, and I keep them very close to my heart. That's how I do. See you guys, and have a blessed day.